Just talk about getting that award from the league.
Yeah, it's just very exciting just to be a finalist for something like that and be able to win it. It was just an awesome experience, and it's just a good way to kick off the off season.
When you look back how fast your career has taken off, does it kind of surprise you? We talked to you last summer, but it just went crazy.
Yeah, sure. I mean, just to be traded and then the next year being in the big leagues is pretty cool. I've spent 4 years in the minor leagues, and now in the big leagues, it's went by pretty fast, but it's been a fun ride.
In the majors, is it what you expected? We on the outside, we look at it and we think it's a glitz and glamour and just a great experience. What is it to actually be in there and have to be there every day,
right?
To keep a job.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, obviously, but there's so many pressures to win. There's so much. It's so magnified in everything you do. So it's just not. It's not all glamorous. There's a lot that goes into it. It's a cutthroat business, and you got to win to stay up there.
When you talk about the pressures, are you kind of evaluating yourself every day? If you have a bad day out in the field or a bad day at bat, does it start playing in your mind? Am I slipping?
No, not just one day. Everybody has bad days. So the biggest thing is just go out there and work hard. If you work hard, you're going to stay up there. So I just go out there and just try to prepare every single day for that game.
What does it feel like coming back here?
Back to Wesleyan? It's cool to be able to come back and do something like this. It's very humbling to be able to come back to my high school and do a press conference for this.
What kind of plans do you have for the offseason?
Well, actually, today is my first day. I'm going to start working out. So starting today, I got a job to do as far as working out. So that's pretty much all I have planned now.
When you say work out, what are you going to be doing, I guess, the next couple months as far as working out? Just
like my workout routine?
Just a little bit of it. Yeah, when you just go.
I just have something printed out. I do 4 days a week, and I just follow that.
Because we think that you wouldn't be here. You're thinking if you've got the best training facilities with your team, that you would be there, but you come home to train. We think that's kind of unique.
Yeah, well,
you get what you need here.
Well, yeah, everybody goes home to where they're from and, where their family is. So, I don't think there's anybody at the stadium right now down in Tampa. So, this is a good place for me to work out. It's worked for me the past few years.
And is it mostly hitting? Do you do field stuff?
No, I won't do any baseball activity till January. Right now I'm just in the gym working out.
With weights?
Right. Yeah, weights.
Do you actually, I'm just kind of curious, do you get a personal trainer, or do you do a lot of it just on your own?
I have a guy watching me. Mo Blakeney helps me out here at Wesleyan, and he just watches me make sure I do everything right.
Will, what do you think allowed you to have so much success over your career, but particularly this first year in the majors?
I really don't know. Just getting good pitches to hit. I'm not real sure. I just preparation is the big thing. Making sure I take all my stuff serious before games.
What's the clubhouse like in Tampa? What are the Rays like?
They're a great organization. Joe Madden keeps the clubhouse loose. They do a good job with the atmosphere they have in the clubhouse. So it's a fun clubhouse to be in, and obviously it's a lot better when we win.
Were you accepted from day one, or did you have to start to prove yourself a little bit?
No, I was accepted from day one. Day one of spring training, everybody was nice to me in the big league camp, and the first day I got called up in Boston, everybody was welcoming me there as well.
You played a lot of baseball. Do you still get nervous before games?
Yeah, I always get nervous for my first at-bat every game.
Okay. What's that like? Is it just butterflies?
Yeah, I just get butterflies all on deck before my first at-bat every game.
Well, what was that experience like, going up to Boston and that being your first game? What was that first game like for you?
It was really cool, obviously, being there at Boston and playing the Red Sox. And seeing some of the players I grew up watching, and then now I'm playing against. So it was just an awesome experience that first week.
What do you think the toughest part of kind of learning that first year?
I think just the lifestyle of being in the big leagues was the biggest thing. Just figuring out what goes along with being up there.
Did it get easier as it went along, or?
Yeah, it got easier a little bit, just to figure out what kind of goes on, like, how the flights go, what you do at the hotels, and what you do at the ballpark. So, after going around the league a couple times, it was I started figuring it out.
I think later this morning you're going to sign some autographs from kids. Maybe not.
We'll see what happens. I think Mr. Rigman's got something for the small kids there real briefly in the elementary gym.
But just coming back and seeing those kids, I mean, I guess it's early, maybe not early, to be a role model. People are going to look at you, and judge you from your actions. Talk about stepping into that role because you're still a young.
Yeah, sure. I guess the biggest thing is just leading by example. Just try to be good. I don't know.
Does it overwhelm you that this has happened to you and now people are looking at you? Because I'm sure when you were coming through this school, you had guys in the majors you looked at, and now it's you. So it's kind of.
Sure. Yeah, that's cool. To have kids look up to me, but just want to set a good example for them.
So what's the biggest difference? The jump from AAA to the majors is a huge jump. What's the biggest difference in the pitching that you're seeing at the major level as opposed to AAA?
The biggest difference is the location, how they can locate all their pitches. They don't make many mistakes over the plate. So I think that was the biggest difference I saw. They didn't make as many mistakes.
So everything's on the corners and not.
Most of the time, yeah. Even though they are big league pitchers, they'll miss some spots. And the biggest thing is taking advantage of that pitch that you get, the one pitch you get in a bat.
How much study do you do on the pitchers before you face them in the game? I know there's.
I don't do any video work
Okay.
because I didn't do any in the minor leagues. I don't want to go up there and just try to overthink things. I think later on in my career, once I start to figure it out, I might use some of that. But right now, I try not to. That's it.
Anything else, guys?
Well, what was it like making the postseason? Like you said, everything was magnified during the regular season, but the postseason even more so. Yeah,
just to be able to win that game in Texas, game 163 was probably the coolest thing that I experienced all year. There's a couple guys on my team that had played 10, 11 years in the big leagues each and not made it to the postseason, and for me to be able to do it in the first year, I think that's pretty cool. It's an experience I'll never forget.
The Boston crowd got on you a little bit. Did that bother you at all? Or?
No, that's things that happens. Those are obviously good baseball fans, so they kind of know the situation, what goes on. So, it's one of those things that you make a mistake and you don't let it happen again.
Well, what is it like to I guess like hit a ball out of Yankee Stadium? These are things that I'm sure you grew up dreaming about. And
yeah, sure.
It's the experience.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to be able to do that. My first trip up to Yankee Stadium and hit that grand slam. It was one of those surreal moments that you'll never forget.
What team did you grow up rooting for?
I didn't really have a favorite team when I was growing up. I had a few players I enjoyed watching play and tried to follow them.
Which ones?
Jeter and Chipper Jones, were two of my favorites.
Any advice for high schoolers playing ball now?
Just to work hard at it, and that's all I got.